and welcome to episode 73.
Yeah.
I always forget, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Jobless Weebs. I'm Marco, the beautiful Mexican, and with me today, like every other week,
Ryan.
It's good to see you, Brian.
You too. Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week, but thankfully we're here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
This was a crazy week for me too, so but I'm glad we're here. We're back to talking about anime and trying to keep the relevant spoilers out of view, just so we can hype you about anime.
Oh yes, yeah. As minimal spoilers as possible. But yeah, we love talking about anime all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the anime that we have for today,
Yeah.
it's a really good one. It's available on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's available on Crunchyroll too.
Ooh, I didn't check it this time around, but yeah, it is on Netflix. Let me see the.
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah.
This is like my third time watching it. And
Yes.
it's not normally my cup of tea. Oh, it's actually on
Crunchyroll,
it's
yeah?
actually on Crunchyroll too.
Very nice, very nice.
So it's not normally the cup of tea that I would have, but it's a really good one.
Yeah.
Just because of the concept of time traveling and changing the future, I guess, or changing the history of the events.
Yeah, such a great aspect. I would say that's probably one of the biggest draws of this anime show. Other than, of course, like the character development itself and all that. It's very emotional. Yeah, really love this one. I think I got into it, or at least I watched it the first time around, because of the ending song. It was one of those in my phase of watching anime for the songs. This was one of them.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this was my second time around watching it myself.
Okay, yeah, it's so the anime that we're talking about, it's called Boku Dake ga Inai Machi, or in English, Erased.
Yeah.
This is suspense anime with, again,
Oh yes.
the tags are like time traveling,
Yep.
suspense, like mystery,
Maybe even thriller.
a little bit of thriller too.
In the mix there.
And oh boy, so the story centers with this 20-year-old guy.
Yeah.
His name
late
is
20s. Yeah.
No, he's 29.
29. That's
Yeah,
right.
he even mentions that a lot of times during.
Yes. I'm 29.
His name is Satorou Fujinuma,
Yeah.
and he is a manga artist.
Oh well. Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. He is a manga artist. Maybe even aspiring, but he is published. So yeah, it's pretty cool. He currently works at a pizza delivery place.
Yeah. So, needless to say, he doesn't have the best professional life out there. So, the thing with him is that he has a peculiar talent that he call it revival.
Yeah. Yep.
So this revival always happens to us as the viewers as a blue butterfly. A blue butterfly appears, and he is able to go back in time, normally a couple minutes before something bad happens.
That's right. 1 to 5 minutes, and each time this happens, he always can pinpoint it if he feels like something's off. It's an incredible power, but pretty limited for at the beginning when are introduced to it.
Yeah, so that happens, I think, on the first episode, right?
Yeah, it's like super quick. It's almost one of the first things that we see, I'd say, with the truck. It's about like barreling down the road. Oh, so incredible. And what happens is this, so he's like on a delivery and this truck is going by and he finally notices that, yeah, it's this guy who's basically conked out at the wheel. So it's like a runaway truck. So he flips around and he goes on. He's like trying to bang on the door. Hey, like stop the truck. But it's about to hit this kid. So he basically makes the truck swerve, but he gets hit instead. Oh,
yeah. So like from the get-go, it's pretty intense. I like how the colors of the animation were,
ooh, yeah.
It was not very colorful. It was really a really dark colors.
Yeah.
And they were conveying that this is definitely not one of those happy animes where he gets to be the hero. Or he gets to be the hero and have a parade. It's more like he gets to be the hero.
Yep.
And have something bad happen to him, because every time that he has a revival, he saves someone, but one way or another, sometimes he gets hurt, and that's something that he mentions. There's I should be probably better off by not caring about those, but I mean, if they happened, I try to keep myself like paying attention to my surroundings and try to pinpoint where the problem is.
Exactly. Oh, it's incredible. It's such a cool power.
So,
but he never gets like what he thinks is good to him. It's kind of weird because it's like he does this good, or he tries to be a hero, but he gets bad karma for it. So he's like always down on his luck for it. For a guy.
Yeah, and so the year of this anime is 2006. That's something to keep kind of like in mind. And
that's right.
The thing with this anime is that from the very beginning, you might not notice it. Well, now you do, but but there was already like a storyline to follow, or it was not like the anime was just made up in the moment. So in the past of Satorou, back when he was a kid, some tragedies happened. And so it's something that actually his mom remembers, and he kind of like blocked it from his memory. But when the anime actually kind of like kicks off from the actual plot, it's when he is buying groceries. With his mom.
Yeah.
And he just like walking and he sees a person, and then he has a revival and he's like, what happened? He's like, I didn't see anything.
He didn't notice anything
bad happening.
And he even asks his mom, hey, do you notice anything like off or strange anywhere around here? Because he couldn't like find it this time around, which is a little unsettling for him and also for us viewers. But we, the audience, we can see this guy like walking, and then we see the mom take a picture, like kind of behind Satoru's back. And the mom, she's pretty great, by the way.
The mom's pretty awesome. Sharp. She's a great character.
I love that she just comes in like to his apartment and he's like, hey, like, you're here, and she's like, I'm gonna crash here, and he's like, oh, okay. I love it. So she's like 52, but she still looks pretty young for her age.
And so the story continues after he actually helps avoid a tragedy, which should we mention it?
I think we could. Well,
Let's skip it. Let's skip
okay,
it
okay.
for now.
Sounds good. Yeah.
But he helps to avoid a tragedy.
Yes.
And so at the same time, this tragedy makes the mother remember
Yes.
those tragedies that happened back when her son was still an elementary school kid.
Yep.
And she's like, well, that was a police case. It was never closed. And I think I know now who's the responsible for that. And so
right.
the mother, she used to be a reporter, so she has connections and she wants to start,
digging in and like asking questions, because with that case, the thing was, the authorities, they basically pinned the blame and had a suspect, but in that sense, they thought it was, nothing more to find out. But yeah, she starts digging in, starts giving calls out to this other reporter she used to know. And so that's when you start to think, hey, like something's off. Like something's off more than maybe even Satorou is like, of course, remembering or noticing. But yeah, it continues a little bit with a little bit more kind of like fleshing out the background. And we also meet Airi at his delivery place. But for the particular core plot, we see the mom on this phone with this guy, but then she has like a note, but she gets back to the apartment, and then this is when crap hits the fan.
Yeah, literally.
For this particular development. Oh gosh.
Yeah, to put it simply, she gets taken out of the picture.
Yep.
And of course, when Satorou arrives home,
well,
he sees the stuff that happened.
Right. Well, he totally flips out, and then he gets the blame for it too. So he's totally up the creek here. Yeah,
so things go down like pretty quick in the game.
Yeah.
It's not like just slowly. It's like, it went from him having a revival at the grocery to her mom's out.
Yeah, the mom.
And he's the one to blame, or that's what it seems like.
Right. Yeah.
And so this guy, it's obviously completely shocked. He's like, I don't know what the heck just happened here.
Yep.
So he goes on their own. He relies on Iris. What was her name again?
Oh, Airi?
Airi, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she gives him shelter. They go through some stuff until things go down even
faster,
and
even more. Yeah.
Because
her life is threatened too, but not just in the sense that like the authorities are after him and trying to like go through her, but we find out that her life is threatened too. Well, she kind of gets saved too, but then he just has to keep going on the run. And that's where we kind of find out, she is awesome. She knows what it's like about people trying to say the truth or trying to say what they know, but getting the blame for it anyway, even though they're trying to say like what's right or what really did happen. They're still like called liars. They're still like blamed for it. And it's really sad because her own dad went through that experience. She has empathy.
I thought it was. I thought it was kind of dumb. Like, the story of her dad.
Like a throwaway.
No, I thought it was kind of dumb. Like, he stole a chocolate bar.
Oh, you mean that part? Yes, that was really dumb. Yeah, like,
and I was like, wait, what?
Chocolate bar? Yeah.
Over stupid chocolate bar? Are you
Right.
kidding me?
It's like, okay, sure, you get blamed for stealing. That's one thing. But yeah, like a chocolate bar. Like, sure, just go to jail for, I don't know, like
Overnight?
overnight.
Or not even that?
You have to pay a fine. Makes sense.
I guess.
But yeah, the whole town goes against him.
Yeah,
and
that was
totally
like, okay,
shuns
that's
him.
probably
That
the author
was-
went a little overboard with
Yeah. In that sense, totally agree. That is
'Cause,
pretty
like,
dumb. Yeah.
chocolate bar.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the reputation, but still, it seems a little
I
overboard.
guess.
Right?
I mean,
Maybe that part.
kind of like taking into account
Yeah.
the type of behavior based on anime
Okay.
that people from the countryside would have. I could probably totally see that.
Okay.
But
Okay. Sure.
still,
Sure.
I still think that it's a bit overboard. Just like making a storm just for a stupid chocolate bar. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. She did say it was supposed to be like a longtime friend of the store owner, but yeah, it was a little bit.
yeah, I mean, probably
But it
like,
did
oh yeah,
happen,
maybe he
apparently,
stole
and-
like or the money from the register, all of it was
Ooh.
in his pocket. It's like, okay, I can probably see that
Oh,
being
well.
a huge deal.
Oh yeah.
But, like,
that
for-
would be- but a chocolate bar.
A chocolate bar that it's no more expensive than 100 yen is like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they were poor, but come on, dude. But anyways,
But yeah,
anyways.
it happened, and the dad.
I just had to get that out of my system, you know?
Oh yes, for sure. No, I totally agree. Like yeah, he did something. Like it's not the fact that he even didn't steal it, but yeah, he wasn't showing any empathy whatsoever, and the daughter picked up on that, Airi, and she was like, "How can you not realize that he's saying that he didn't do it?" And so he's like not getting any empathy whatsoever. So she decided, when it was when the mom years later said, "I should have believed him." I think that was when Airi made that choice of, yeah, like believe the person when they say they didn't do it, and be like empathetic. So yeah, that was incredible. I think that's where, at least the story itself, I think that's supposed to like show that, yeah, she does have that empathy for him. So yeah, like,
I mean,
even though
and
the
she-
police
she
is
was-
after
She was a
Satoru.
lot of help to
She
Satorou.
was.
So
Yeah,
even though
a
she was
huge
there
help.
for just a few episodes,
Right,
it's like
right.
she-
Yeah.
she provided a lot of support to Satoru
Yeah.
that even helped him like further in the episode, like the words that she said to him.
Right.
So she was like that kind of catalyst that
Mhm.
made Satoru decide to actually go through everything in spite of. Because like, no, there's people that actually believe in me, and that when I say something, they know I'm telling the truth. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of good because Satoru, for this whole time in the anime, he is a really reserved person that it's afraid of opening himself to others.
Yeah. And we see it as the audience very, very, like, very demonstrated in the way he narrates, since he always has like a head voice where he kind of says what he's thinking, but just to the audience. But yeah, he's super reserved. And also it's characterized by his manga editor, by him saying like, like you do write, you make manga really well, but you don't dig deep. You don't show what you're thinking, what your thoughts are. So yeah,
which for like storytelling,
that's
it's
like
important to connect with whomever your audience is up to an
To a certain
emotional
point.
level, even.
right, emotionally, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so that was his problem. Then a tragedy happens
Oh,
to
yeah.
Airi, and
Oh, yes.
and as I guess he's forced to have like extended revival because
He gets
sent back to
Yep.
1988.
Yep.
So
incredible.
almost 20 years in the past. It's like, this is not Tokyo Revengers, like that it's 10 years. This is not I forgot the other anime.
Oh, Steins Gate.
Oh,
that's it. Well, that's
too.
another one that kind of has the same idea, but there is let's see, Erased, Revengers.
I remember another anime.
There's another.
It's a recent one from a couple years ago.
Okay.
It's like a rom-com.
Oh, okay. Another rom-com.
Yeah.
Because we do see this type of thing happening in quite a few. Also like ReZero. I also wanted to mention that there is a live action adaptation of Erased.
Oh, really?
2017. It's Japanese. I think it's also on Netflix too.
Okay.
There are tons of other types of stories like this. Have you seen the Frequency movie?
Frequency movie?
It has like, oh man, I pulled it up the other day.
I've watched a show
but it was another
called
one.
Frequency.
Yeah. There's also a TV show. Yeah, that one has a girl and they talk on the radio.
Yeah. And she talks with her dad, right? In the past.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I love these types of stories. But yeah, I would say those ones we mentioned, pretty similar. He gets revived back in 1988, decades before, and this is where it kind of all started, I think, is what he kind of like senses, but he doesn't know for sure.
Yeah, it actually,
it's incredible. This is the
some time passes because he's there. He
bit.
has no idea what he's doing there. Why he looks like a kid.
Yeah, he knows it's a revival.
Yeah, he goes back to his home. He sees his mom that it's alive.
Oh yeah.
He got really emotional and like, okay, yeah.
Dude, I just love that little detail where they're like focusing on him being at the house as a kid, knowing, of course, what happened to his mom when he was 29, but now he has this like chance or kind of like experience again the dinners that he can have with his mom.
Yeah, and even from that very part that he just arrived to 1988, he just starts having this change of like, oh yeah, probably in the past I screwed things up by not. He probably didn't have a bad relationship with his mom, but
we get that sense.
But still, the way he showed it, like the appreciation for his mom back when he was a kid again, he's like, oh yeah, my mom does a really good job. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, like good food. She always says like,
which now is the mentality of an adult, where she's like. As an adult, you see all these background stuff that you didn't get to see as a child. So I think that was one of the great parts of this anime because it's like,
I think so too. Yeah,
he's still a kid, and for the most of it, he acts like a kid.
Right.
But in some occasions,
he has mentality.
He has that adult mentality and that recklessness of an adult.
Cool. And that's what I liked about it. He narrates his thoughts from his 29-year-old self perspective with his like old man's voice. but then he still acts like a kid. Did you notice whenever he gets flustered with holding hands or
every time he's like, dude, you're a grown man.
But he's a grown man. Oh, I love that aspect because it's like, he is a kid, technically.
Yeah.
But with that 29-year-old mentality. So it's just like he still reacts like a kid. Oh, I loved that part. Yeah. It's like he's connected with his 29-year-old self, but still kind of like both at the same time.
Yeah, because the thing is,
Really,
one
really
of the
cool.
other things that I liked about this anime is
Yeah.
how his memories are just like a huge
Oh.
mess of movie records.
Okay. Yes.
How
yes.
how it clearly looks every time that it's just a big mess, and
Yeah.
he somehow, from time to time, has access to a specific memory. But in the anime, it shows it's just like a really convoluted ball of just like these movie records.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's like a physical manifestation or a visual representation of how his power works, but his memories too. Yeah. Oh, really, really cool. Ooh, which also connects to when they're broken near the end, but also that's like skipping a lot of stuff and jumping to like spoilers and stuff. But yeah, it's so cool when it visually represented them as broken.
Yeah, so after I think that he calms down, he notices like, oh yeah, probably this has got something to do with my mom being out. And probably this is also connected to the tragedy that I just remember happened, that my mom struggled for me to forget.
Yeah, she worked on making him forget it. Well, we say like traumatizing as adults, and like we want to shield kids from traumatizing things, you know. So,
yeah, I mean, it's like especially because with these kind of topics, like, you know, like they are very taboo to talk about.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, from like an adult perspective to like a child's perspective, and as parents, what do you like tell kids? And it's like this anime, it deals with like some pretty messed up stuff. Like, I would say even like the evil prevalent in our world, kind of a thing. He realizes that maybe it's something to do with like the elementary school and this girl who is kind of like at the heart of what's going on, Kaio. And so he like recognizes her, he remembers this, and he's like thinking to himself, okay, she's still here, and it's before this tragedy that happened. So he's like, well, I don't know if it's like connected with my mom, but maybe I can like fix it. Do you remember if it's like then he knows that it's connected? He doesn't realize, I don't think.
He does realize in the first iteration that Kaio was the first victim out of 3 victims that happened around the same time. In the same town, around the same age too. And
that's right.
And how he felt so powerless that he could not prevent it as a kid. So now he's like, well, I'm not a kid anymore. Well, I mean, he technically is, but
right.
But like he knows how things are going to, you know, proceed.
Yeah.
Because he said like, okay, so my birthday is March 2nd, and I'm pretty sure that news articles said that this happened before this time, so day X.
Yes, that's what he decides.
And so he has essentially 11 days in order to avoid day X.
That's right.
And so he starts working, and he does a pretty good job and that happens during the first episodes. Because he does manage to change things.
He does.
But there was one thing that he was missing, because he did manage to change how things turned out, but they still happened.
Right. That's the thing.
And the thing is that
changed it.
He did everything by himself, and I want to kind of like emphasize the by himself part.
He did, didn't he?
He laid out his plans perfectly, but there were some flaws, and so he goes back subtly back to the present in 2006 and nothing has changed.
Right,
fact,
right.
Things
like,
get a turn for the worse.
a little bit worse. Yeah. Because now it's like this was so shocking to me. It's like a reverse revival, but it's like I don't even know how it worked, even in his power. But yeah, he comes back and nothing has changed. His mom,
well, the thing is that the reverse revival happened.
Yeah, reverse revival.
When the tragedy happened.
Yeah. Because the tragedy did still happen, and Kaio.
It happened on a different day,
affected.
but it still happened. So that's that's why he was transported back to the present. Because
that's right.
You had a chance, you blew it. Now deal with the consequences. Of your actions that you clearly didn't commit. But
right, yeah. So he's back. His mom. It's like, oh man, this is the part of this anime that's so like mind blowing and really like whoa, because we're back and he's still having to deal with like his mom, being killed off out of the picture, but now he knows kind of like he knows he needs to search a little bit more to find the missing piece. He goes back. Airi still kind of continues to help him, but then he connects with the guy that his mom tried talking with on the phone previously. That's what it was. This is so convoluted.
I mean and that part you're like okay things seems to have taken a better turn. That's what you think.
Well,
because he couldn't avoid those things from happening back in 1988, but he can still maybe save his butt.
Right. So he looks a little bit further because he finds a piece of paper his mom had. So he digs a little deeper, finds out that there is a list, but it's only suspects, and it's like been too long and whatnot for like the law reasons. I
think that
it's like case closed, in the anime still too.
After more than 15 years have passed, then it's no longer a crime to be persecuted.
Yeah, that's it. And so he has like a little bit more leads, still not totally like concrete, but Airi helps him out. Oh, she's such an angel, and so he's like still running, but the police catch up to him.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh crap.
So just when you kind of like see him, so like, okay, I think there's hope. And like, I talked too early, because he gets caught. He makes eye contact with the killer,
basically, and so he's like totally flabbergasted.
And now
this is where you get chills.
Yeah, because he forces himself to another revival. He's like, maybe this is the last one, so like let's just go back. And he shouts with a lot of intensity, and he goes back not to the same date.
That's right, not the same date
when he started the first time.
It was
a couple days before day X.
The not the museum, but it was like the
it was the museum.
It was the museum. Yeah, that's right. So now we kick off again with him being a little kid.
Now in this time, one of the things that I also liked was like for the rest of the episodes, then that's like power of friendship at its finest.
It is. It is power of friendship. It really is, because his friends, they like talk with him. They try to like see what's really going on, but then he's also opening up and he's saying more of what his thoughts and what he's really thinking. Before, he kind of only opened up to Kaio, but this second time around, he opens up to his other friends a little bit more, especially Kenya.
Yeah.
the brainiac guy. Well, actually, he kind of confronts him more of, because since he is
pretty
kinda
sharp
like-
kid.
he's like
If
he's
you
really
ask me,
sharp.
for I mean, by anime standards,
yeah.
he's a smart kid. By
Yeah.
normal people's standards, like I don't think there's a kid like that. But
Sure, yeah. Oh yes, yeah. So he's like,
but this anime would have been terrible with kids as kids.
oh well, right, because yeah, this is like a piecing together what's happening, detectiving, or as they say, playing detective. So yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah, they get together a little bit more. They actually make plans this time around, and before, well, day X, which I think he knows now is also March 2nd, his birthday, and Kaio's birthday.
Yeah. And so the thing is that now that he
Yeah.
has some more company with him, he can develop those plans a little better. And
Yeah. Which
and
is
he
amazing.
managed
This is pretty
he
cool.
manages to avoid all
Yeah.
all the
You could call them death flags, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, he manages to avoid all the death flags. And the thing he decides on, what would be best, is to make sure that all these individuals, or like the people who were being targeted, aren't alone. That's the key, I think.
I mean, and he does it so smoothly.
Yeah.
That is like, yeah, that's not a kid, but
Well, okay, right. Because kids, you wouldn't think that, but yeah, like it.
Because I mean, and it makes sense because he's not a kid.
Yeah, he's not a kid. It makes sense in that part since he has revival. Yeah.
And so he manages to avoid the calamities. We're not going to talk about what those calamities are.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the very end, he faces the culprit. And that part was so...
Dude.
It was so chill. Like, it gave me chills. It was like, oh, shoot. Because you don't even notice the bad guy at all.
You don't. Like, first time watching, I just thought, like, the adults are pretty great, the kids are pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second time through, I'm like,
the second time through, you see the bad guy, and you see like,
you know who the bad guy is.
Like,
now,
okay, his behavior is a little weird, but But now because you know it from watching the first time around,
that's a really good point.
But you know what? Like that's one of the things that I liked about this type of stories. Is like, if you don't really know how the story's gonna go down,
then it's just like a normal.
Because it's like, the cliche part is like the bad guy is always someone close to the main character,
right? Someone you know well,
Yeah, but like on the first time you watch it, it's like you don't really think of him as a bad guy. It's like he's probably a little weird.
Right. But you never like get that. Oh man, that reveal was one of the best reveals in anime ever, I think, because his life is in danger now, and you just get chills, and it's so crazy. I want to say this is like even to the level of like Sherlock Holmes reveals, or like any other type of detective story you can think of, and like think of a great reveal. This would be one of those, but not in the way of like the good guys triumphing. So the bad guys lose. No, sorry. The bad guys win and the good guys lose, and then some weird stuff happens at that point. 15 years pass this time instead of the actual time. So it's like 2003. Right?
Yeah.
2003.
he wakes
He
up
wakes up.
from a coma, which that was like the weirdest.
Yeah. It's
thing,
not
'cause-
too much of a spoiler because this is part of like the wind up.
Yeah,
But it's just a little bit weird.
I got a little
you know?
confused
It is
because
a little weird, yeah.
'cause it's
the
like-
first time.
on his discussion that he has with the bad guy, the bad guy tells him like, "Well, this is a rental car,"
Right.
and he goes to like a lake or a canal or something.
Yeah.
And he lets him go,
Yep.
and
Thinking
it is like,
kill him.
wait, there was no police investigation. I'm pretty sure that even
Right.
like even if it was a rental
okay.
car with like average color or like one that you could find anywhere,
Right.
he's like, yeah, there would still be
investigate.
records or something. So like,
Right.
that was kind of
a little
sloppy.
odd. Yeah.
I thought that it was kind of sloppy, but it's like, okay, it's like,
but
you don't really think much about it the first time you watch it. Either.
right, you don't, because they kind of glide over that and say, hey, yeah, it's been 15 years. It wakes up. We're gonna try to like talk with him and help him like recover his memories and like be calm. But yeah, that was a little bit odd thinking about it now. I don't know. I guess it's one of those anime things.
I guess, yeah.
Like in Summer Ghost, we talked about a similar thing, but
yeah,
still a little bit odd.
I guess.
Yeah, but this second time around, there's another confrontation, I guess you could call it. But it's nice that he does reconnect with his old friends. That part is really nice. I like that.
Yeah, in that part we still see like anime power of friendship. It's still at its finest.
Yeah, because they still want to be a part of his life. It's been 15 years. They still remember him, and which is pretty great because like at the beginning when he was 29 and like didn't like his life, he was kind of alone. His friends weren't really around.
I mean, yeah, for starters, he was not even living back at home because he was from Hokkaido.
Oh,
and he was living in Tokyo.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So at the same time, he kind of like forcibly disconnected from anyone from his hometown.
He did.
But in this one, he was still in Hokkaido.
Yeah.
And he develops a plan to still catch the bad guy, because you get kind of like the backstory from the bad guy, and you're like,
you do, because he
is so messed up in the head.
Like, I wanna mention one of the themes is that like people live their lives trying to fill a void in their souls, which I thought was a really cool theme. And so this anime, the bad guy, he's like explaining and is like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he explains
on the range of like bad guys and their motivations. I'd say he's pretty high up there for like being a pretty sophisticated bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a few
it's incredible
videos in YouTube about I don't even know why I watch those, but
oh yeah.
But it's like the mentality of a lot of bad guys is like, well, it feels good, and it's like you are so messed up in the head,
right? And that's like motivation, like surface level. Maybe.
Yeah, because in the bad guy is like
it feels good. I'm gonna beat you
up. It feels good.
Yeah, because I want to, because I can. Like things of that nature.
You are so brain dead.
So superficial. Yeah. But this
the bad guy also mentions this Japanese folklore story about the spider's thread.
Oh yeah.
And how this Japanese tale is there was this terrible man.
Yes.
He killed, he robbed, he did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But one time he saved a spider.
Yeah.
And so when he dies, obviously he goes to hell.
Mm-hmm.
But the grace of Buddha allows him to start climbing up the little spider's thread that he saved. So he starts climbing.
And he has this chance to like get out of hell. Basically.
But when he sees people that also start to climb up, he gets all selfish. He starts kicking them down, and the spider's thread snaps. And so it was kind of, the first time around, kind of hard to actually relate it.
Yeah.
Because it's like how is that important to your messed up background?
Right. It's like, how does that even connect, or what does that even mean? Yeah. That story, I also had to look it up the first time I watched it too, because I was like, what is even the story? But yeah, it's like what did you think about that?
What I thought, because he was seeing threads in like people, and what I thought was really like, yeah, those people have opportunities to either get a hold of their lives, or just throw themselves into oblivion and just pretty much give up on life, and because those were essentially the ones that he was doing all those atrocities, all those people that were the thread were snapping. He was like, yeah, that's
right.
You don't really need to be here anymore, so I'll take care of you.
I'm gonna take care. Ooh, okay.
That was
so he kind of saw himself as that avenger, or maybe even the one like ending their suffering.
Yeah.
Ooh, which is kind of even more messed up.
Yeah.
But he kind of thinks that he has that position of doing that.
Yeah.
Since he sees those spider threads and realizes, hey, I have this void in myself, so I can take that responsibility and like cut that.
Yeah.
Since I can see it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
what do you think about it?
Okay. Right. I like that. I think, I probably think of it in the same way. I probably think of it like, if I add my 2 cents, I probably think of it as and he also talks about, wait a second. I just realized that Satoru also had kind of a similar story or similar idea. He thought of himself as a Grim Reaper, where every time he tries to save someone else gets killed or gets even more hurt, which he kind of says was like himself from the story of the Grim Reaper accidentally cutting short a boy's life who shouldn't have died on that day. So the Grim Reaper tries to revive that boy, and so that's where the chain of bad things happening to other people. So he sees himself as like that Grim Reaper himself. So I think what the killer or the culprit sees is that like he thinks it's a mirror of himself to Satoru.
Yeah, kind of like a counterpart. Like a counterpart. Where he was the one ending the misery.
Right. The killer
of the ones that the Green Reaper couldn't save.
Yeah.
The Green Reaper would save someone.
Yes.
But that would make
somebody else suffer.
Somebody else's snap. So the other guy would be like, oh, I'll take this one.
Right. So I think
to kind of like keep a balance.
In
a really messed up way.
Really, yeah. Like if you think of it like as a cosmic balance, thinking of the two stories side by side, I think you could say one is like a killer to try to save people, and one is kind of like a savior to like try to save people, but it still messes up stuff. But it's like they're yin and yang, or they're like too interconnected.
Yeah, because in a way he saved people, but still ended up having to deal
Right. The
with
consequences
some consequences himself. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. So after
Yeah.
that
Pretty
episode, like
crazy.
that was pretty philosophical though.
It was. Yeah.
But things things get like turned for the better,
yes. They do.
and he actually has a better life now. He even like gets an anime and
Yeah, for the manga that he was writing. Yeah. Oh, I love that part.
yeah, he has assistants even for like drawing his manga. Like, so his life is great.
Yeah,
He's in
muy
contact
great.
with his old friends from
Yeah.
elementary school.
Oh, I thought that was so good. And then, of course, he has a great relationship with his mom, and he even describes it as, even though I lost those 15 years, you could say that, yeah, he did lose those 15 years, but he says, I look at it and I think it's a treasure that I lost those 15 years. And he basically like wraps it up to like friendship and
Yeah.
Oh, such a great ending. I love it.
Yeah. Like one of my complaints, and this is again a personal complaint,
Yeah.
is that Kaya got married. And had
Oh gosh, dang it! I know, right? Like, dude, like.
it was like Kaya should have
Like,
ended with
thinking of
him,
it-
or
Dude, I know, right?
but like no, she
Yeah.
ended up with another one of
Hiromi, like the most feminine, right? I think they did say Hiromi. Oh, that was so funny. Because even though he looks like a girl, he's actually a guy.
yeah, he's a boy.
He's a boy. Yeah.
And like
Which is another
which
running thing through the anime, but yeah.
This was just me because it's like when,
Right,
when
I
you
know,
start
right?
watching anime, it's like okay, those are the couple, those are the couple, those are the couple, and
Right.
when
But
you see
then
that, it's like
when they spring that on you.
They didn't end up together. It's like I want my money back.
Oh no, right? Yeah.
But after that, after the second watch, I was okay because he was on the very last scene.
Oh yes. Now this is the clincher.
He finds again Airi, and she is legal now.
Oh.
Because when they met was 2006,
Yeah.
and she was 17.
Yes.
And when they meet again, it was 2010, I believe.
Yes, it was 2010. Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
okay, she's legal. You can go after her.
Oh
It's
my
not a
God.
crime.
Oh my gosh. Which is such a weird thing, like, through the whole anime, like, the things you have to deal with through the whole anime until this point. But yeah, 2010, okay, yeah. But yeah,
I mean, and
which
that's
is slightly
the
ironic,
anime
but
part.
that's-
It's like,
it's anime,
yeah, you had
it's
to
so-
put some
it's
weird
like,
stuff there.
Right, but yeah, I think like overall, great ending. It had an amazing wrap up with them like meeting together again, and Airi is like, "Hey, can I like join you under the bridge to get out of this rain?" And he's like,
Yeah, kind of like this open ending, but it, like
it's
everything's
open-ended.
fine now.
"Yeah, so beautiful."
And now even the colors were like
brighter.
brighter. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing with Airi. I always, like, whenever she's in the picture or whenever the anime shows her, I always think of her as like bright versus like the drab
Yeah.
of him.
Pretty much, yeah.
I just thought that was really cute. Yeah, that was really great. So yeah, overall, loved this anime. I loved it the first time around. I love it the second time around. Highly recommended. And of course the music. Oh,
The music was great.
phenomenal music. Yeah.
Both opening and ending and
song.
original soundtrack.
Oh,
They were
yes.
really good.
Highly recommended. I love it.
Yeah, I personally I wouldn't recommend you watching it at night.
Yeah, night, or maybe even like young kids. Maybe again that goes to the whole like things that are in the anime, but
Yeah, that's like a
it can
seinen.
be a little bit disturbing.
Yeah,
but
that's like a
it's still
seinen
good.
anime for more mature audiences.
Yeah, it's still good though. But yeah, you do see like a little bit of blood, and it's suspenseful and disturbing, but yeah, overall, pretty.
Yeah, the fact that
wholesome.
most of it happens
Like-
with, elementary school kids
Yeah,
makes it a bit more scary.
right, and that's the thing. Like, it has mature themes, but
Good.
yeah, really good, really good.
Yeah, if you have the chance, go watch it.
Yeah.
This was the perfect choice for a Halloween, so it's kind of late.
It would have been perfect, yeah. And also, it's a little bit of a weird timing because the anime happens in spring mostly, like February, March.
Yeah.
But then now it's like December and
Right,
winter,
it
so
makes sense.
yeah, snow on the ground maybe. But yeah, hopefully it works.
But yeah, hope you like this video, and we will see you next week.
Till then.
Keep watching anime.